Modern ghost hunting is often treated like a high-stakes tourist attraction, a game played in the dark where every creak is a thrill. The Vatican views these spaces with far more gravity. Their exorcists are trained to see these entities as parasitic life forms whose objective is to consume human life. This raises a question about the boundary between our world and the supernatural. Beyond stories of cold spots and closing doors, is there documented evidence that these forces can physically manipulate, harm, or kill? To navigate these environments, exorcists provide one strict requirement: never invite these entities into a conversation or taunt them to reveal themselves. We are examining 3 specific locations where that rule was disregarded, analyzing the physical aftermath to determine if a curse can be proven through the damage it leaves behind. In San Jose, Sarah Winchester spent 4 decades of her life building a 161-room fortress designed to hide her from an unseen threat. Following a medium's warning, Sarah believed her family was hunted by victims of the Winchester rifle, the mechanical source of her curse. She attempted to confuse these spirits by building architectural anomalies, like doors opening to sheer drops. Historians point to a different physical cause for the home's bizarre layout. The 1906 earthquake caused massive structural failure across California, and records suggest Sarah sealed off damaged wings rather than attempting repairs. Whether driven by spirits or the weight of grief, Sarah was physically consumed by this project. The environment she built trapped her in a cycle of endless construction that only ended at her death. The evidence moves from architectural entrapment to direct physical outcomes in the ancient Aztec canals of Xochimilco. Don Julian abandoned his family to live in isolation on a small floating garden, claiming he needed to appease the spirit of a young girl found drowned in these waters. For 50 years, Julian collected thousands of rotting dolls and hung them from the trees. He believed this physical barrier was the only thing protecting him from the island's energy. In 2001, Julian's body was found in the canal. He drowned in the exact same spot where the little girl allegedly died 50 years earlier. Julian's life ended in a perfectly symmetrical physical event, suggesting the forces he feared eventually moved beyond his psychological obsession. The Sallie House in Kansas demonstrates the most aggressive stage of this physical pattern. What began as the harmless presence of a child quickly shifted into a parasitic demonic entity. Tony Pickman experienced direct physical assault. Deep burning scratch marks rose and tore across his skin, wounds that sometimes manifested while he was being recorded. This force also targeted his mind, replacing his normal thoughts with uncontrollable violent urges. This moved the threat from external scratches to internal corruption. In the basement, investigators found a pentagram and ritual site scarred into the floor, providing a physical link to how this demonic entity may have been invited in. When investigators taunted the entity, breaking the primary rule of exorcism, a flashlight sitting on the floor physically clicked on and off in direct response. The Sallie House events show a presence capable of intelligent interaction, moving from psychological manipulation to real-time physical violence. These cases map a clear escalation of physical force, from Sarah Winchester's architectural obsession to Don Julian's targeted drowning and Tony Pickman's documented mutilation. While skeptics search for rational coincidences, the pattern suggests a force consistently targeting the human body and the spaces we inhabit. When the damage moves from the mind to the walls of a house and eventually to the skin of the victims, the evidence points toward a predatory force that exists independently of the observer. A curse functions regardless of belief. Its proof is written in the built environment and the physical scars left on the living.